Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gashi's Kaiman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. This evening, I want us to look at the answer to the question that many people in Kenya and in the diaspora have been asking. Some of them we have been chatting, and the question has keep on coming. And the question is, how did William Samoei Ruto win against the combined force juggernaut of Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga? How was Ruto able to convince the Gama nation to vote for him and ignore Uhuru Kenyatta? So if you are here for the first time, kindly subscribe to Gashi's Kaiman TV, the tallest man back in Africa. Like a video and even comment. And let me start by stating that Ruto was planted by the British, Americans, and the European Union. And this man was actually planted by the billionaire miners, the billionaire mine owners, with the support of their respective governments. You know, the mine owners are the richest people in the world, if you have never known. And what there is that Raila is the de facto leader of Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is a rallying call for Africa without borders. And if you have been listening to Raila Odinga, he has been urging Africa to unite. He has been urging Africa to arise. He has been urging Africa to reject new colonialism. And that is why these countries have always been against Raila Odinga's presidency. And that is why, supported by the CIA, they were able to send their agents at the disguise of US aid. Now, these are the people who funded William Samoei Ruto's campaign. Because if you noted, is that William Samoei Ruto had a lot of money in excess. People were given a lot of money. The church was given a lot of money. The hustlers were given a lot of money. And from the MCA to the members of parliament, everybody was given a lot of money. Those people who are in Mount Kenya, who are vying in Mount Kenya, you see, you wonder, how were they able to win like this? I'm telling you, it is money. Money works wonders, that is. Kwamba pesa zinavuja milima. Pesa zina nguvu zilizozidi nguvu. Now, what we know is that these companies have been exploiting Africa, exploiting DRC, they have been exploiting South Sudan, they are even in Kenya through disguising as businessmen. But the fact is, remember in Kakamega, gold worth $3 trillion was discovered just the other day. And you can imagine the interest that these people have now. So the idea is to have a stooge in Africa, is to have a puppet in Kenya, because wanajua vizuri ya kwamba when you look at Raila Odinga have said is the de facto leader of Pan-Africanism. He's the most popular politician in Africa, if you have never known. And he's consulted by African leaders. Wengi wanataka ushauri wake. Wengi wanataka kusikia vile ambavyo watasema kuhusu mambo fulani. His advice is highly regarded. Na baba, when you hear him being called Agwabo, kwa sababu ya vile ambavyo anaweza kufanya mambo mengi, vile ambavyo anashauriwa, vile ambavyo alivyo maarufu, he is feared in the West, if you have never known. But Africans, many African readers like him. And ukiangalia utapata ya kwamba wakati uchaguzi ulikuwa ukiendelea, I can tell you, if you remember very well, America was very much interested with these elections and was trying to tell people to avoid Kisumu. Let me ask you, our viewers, how did America know that Ruto was going to win? Why was America telling people, and none other than the American ambassador, who is himself a billionaire, why should he tell people to avoid Kisumu even before elections, even during the Supreme Court hearing? Kwa nini watu wabiwe hivi? But who is this person who was able to know the results even before they were declared? This happens in Kenya. So what we have is that Kenya is now a colony of the American, a colony of the British and the European Union, na hivi ndivyo ilivyo, because kile ambacho walikuwa wanataka vile vile, if you've forgotten, is that they want to introduce GMO market in Kenya. And that is why you see immediately William Samoei Ruto could not even wait to form the cabinet, his own cabinet. Alitumia baraza la mawaziri la Uhuru Kenyatta kuidhinisha the whatever food. Now, when we have the GMO food being around in Kenya, you have to be very much afraid. Have you ever thought of meat being grown in the lab? Nyama ya kuku na hamna kuku. Nyama ya ng'ombe na hamna ng'ombe. Nyama ya buzi hamna buzi. Nyama ya nguruwe hamna nguruwe. Imagine, how can you eat such kind of meat? Meat that has been manufactured in the laboratory. And this is the Kenya for you. Na ukiangalia utaona kwamba what is happening is that Kenya is ready to comply with the Western nations. That is why uliona even IMF was here. Now that is why they wananyoga mahasuras without caring. Mahasura wananyogwa na IMF, mahasura wananyogwa na Marekani, mahasura wananyogwa, and Ruto is the agent. And sometimes Ruto is helpless if you don't know. Kwa sababu unajua sasa alikubali masharti, and that is why they were able to buy Chebukati. There's nothing that could have stopped Chebukati from declaring William Samoei Ruto as long as he was alive. I tell you, hata baba kama geshinda mnang'ani. When you look at even the percentage, the difference of I think 200,000 votes, it will tell you something. It will tell you something that this man did not win. Kwa kile tunapata ni kwamba tunaona Kenya ikiwa katika is just a victim of the greed of the Western nations. It's just a casualty of what has been happening when the countries are competing. Na wale watu ambao wanaongoza jambo hili si wengine, I've said they are the main owners. They are the controller of the wealth that we see. And what there is that after campaigning, after buying the elections, because what they did is to buy the elections. The election were bought from the MCA to the governors, everybody. Na wakati uliona Kakamega and even Mombasa gubernatorial elections zikihairishwa, is because they wanted a Frederick governor in Mombasa, because in Mombasa you get a lot of, there's so many resources. In Kakamega it's because of that gold, because they wanted a Frederick governor, like they have in the name of Susan Kihika in Nakuru, like they have in the name of Kimani Matagi in Kiambu. That is why you see these governors hata hogei sana kwa sababu hawana lao. They have to comply with whatever they are being told. And even William Samoei Ruto, there's not much he can do. He cannot go against the agreement, because maybe they will demand their money. If we are to go against this, I can tell you, these guys will start demanding their money. So I think somehow I've answered the question. So Ruto did not win the elections. The Wazugus bought the elections, and it was given to the highest bidder. And they're here for the first time. This is Gashis Kaman, the Tallest Man in Black Africa. Can you like this video, comment, and maybe have a blessed night. Here mvua inanyesha kama unavyoona, unasikia mvua inatoka biguni ikishuka, na ni vizuri wakulima wapade, wasio watu wa obaoba. And the funny thing is that